Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today we will be previewing Tottenham Hotspur's Carabao Cup semi-final against Chelsea. The first leg of which will be played at Stamford Bridge on the 5th of January 2022 at 2:45 Eastern Time. It is the Carabao Cup semi-finals, and you can watch this match in the US on ESPN+. Also, if you live on the West Coast, it's 11:45 a.m. Pacific Time is kickoff time for you. Now, in terms of recent matches played for Tottenham, it was a late success on New Year's Day as Davinson Sanchez headed in a Heung-min Son cross from a free kick to give Tottenham a late winner and all 3 points on the 1st of January of this year with a 90-plus 6th minute goal from the Colombian defender to boost us into 6th. Well, actually, I believe we'd gone into 5th place for a bit, but we then went back to 6th after West Ham had won their game. I believe it was against Crystal Palace. And in terms of Chelsea's recent match, they played out a very, very exciting 2-2 draw against Liverpool in probably the game of the match week. Mane and Salah opened it up early for Liverpool, and Kovacic and Pulisic brought it back just before halftime with no goals in the second half. A really, really good game, and a good one to watch, but they'll surely be coming in on lower confidence than Tottenham, who just came off the back of a win. In terms of head-to-head matches between Chelsea and Tottenham, last time out, it was a easy 3-0 victory for Chelsea with Silva, Kante, and Rudiger all scoring. This was still under Nuno, if you remember. But we've got Kante now, so we're going to win, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to win. Moving into team news for Tottenham, Bergwijn is injured with a calf injury and Sessegnon is injured with a muscle injury. Bergwijn could be back for Morecambe at the weekend, but Sessegnon, Antonio Conte has said there is a much higher chance of Ryan Sessegnon to be back for Morecambe, so that will be good. In terms of Chelsea's news, Andreas Christensen is injured with a back injury. Chilwell is injured with a cruciate ligament injury. Reece James is injured with a hamstring injury, and Lukaku most likely won't be displaying after his comments against the club and manager have resulted in disciplinary actions. We're going to move into the projected lineups.
In between the sticks, we have goalkeeper Hugo Lloris, who still has to sign a new contract, and that we are hoping will sign a new contract.
Yes, he is free to agree terms with another team right now, unless we get him tied down on a contract. But there is a big chance, according to Fabrizio Romano, that we can get him tied down, which will be important because he's been a class goalkeeper. He also just kept another clean sheet with a big shutout against Watford.
How many is that? 8 clean sheets?
I believe that's 8 or 9. I'm not exactly sure. I have to check the stats. But yeah, he's just been doing really, really well.
Moving on to our 3 center backs, we have Eric Dyer, Davinson Sanchez, and Ben Davies. The 3 that got us all these wins, including Watford and all those other wins.
They've been so solid at the back. Davies, left-sided center back. I don't know why we didn't see this earlier, but he's so good at that position. And I've always wondered why managers never played him there, because Conte finally figured it out, what the Welsh managers have been using for a long, long time. Dyer, he's just your typical English center back. He's just good back there. Such a fridge, but he's the better fridge. He's like a Samsung compared to like one of those.
Yeah,
rusty,
he's like a Samsung.
Yeah. But Maguire is one of those rusty old ones you find in an antique shop. You gotta remember that. And then Sanchez obviously scored the winner against Watford in the 90+6th minute.
Moving on to our wingbacks, we have Emerson Royale and Sergio Reguilon. Royale, neither of them really got their crosses in on Saturday.
Neither of them had a good performance on Saturday.
Emerson did decent, though, with everything else, just his crosses.
Yeah.
And if he starts against Chelsea, I really want to see his crosses.
Better crosses.
Same thing with Reguilon has good crosses.
Yeah, it's just that day.
Something something was up with them on Saturday.
I don't think we can play with crosses against Chelsea. They're going to have Silva back there. They'll have Rudiger. They'll have...
You're playing like...
all of their other tall center backs.
We're playing a similar formation to them.
Yeah, so we have to make sure that we're on top of our toes in midfield. Let's move to that midfield pivot.
Moving on to the midfield pivot, we have Skipperg once again, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and Oliver Skip.
Honestly, for this one, we're kind of in the middle because obviously against Liverpool, we saw Harry Winks excel for us, especially under that high pressure. He was really good. I think it was next to Højbjerg, not Skip.
I think it was next to Højbjerg, yeah.
Yeah. So I really want to see.
It would be either Winks or Skip and Højbjerg.
Yeah, it's probably going to be one of those two. But like if we do well here against Chelsea, maybe in the second leg, I do want to see Skippy and Winks one game. But one game where we're sure that we can have that pairing, because right now we don't want to put anything in doubt. And they're both very young and at times untrustable, except for Winks, but Skip, but he's young. So, always a chance for error.
Moving on to our front three, we have no one else than Kane, Son, and Lucas Moura. They've been brilliant recently, especially we saw them really tick against Liverpool.
Yes. It wasn't even Moura though. It was
it was Dele
Alli.
Kane, Son, we saw them really tick.
Could have won that game against Liverpool if Dele Alli didn't start. Just remember that. Needs to leave for his own good. But Lucas Moura obviously scored the banger against Norwich a couple weeks back. He scored against
Crystal Palace
and
a goal and 2 assists.
And West Ham. He got that absolutely very important goal against West Ham to send us here. Otherwise, we wouldn't even be in the semifinals if he didn't score that goal.
Yeah.
And Son didn't look great against Watford until like the last 15 minutes where he swung that absolute beauty of a ball into the box for Sanchez. Kane looked unbelievably sharp against Watford, just couldn't manage a goal. Should have gotten a penalty twice, but, we'll gloss over that. Premier League refereeing might want to improve over there. Projected scores.
Projected score for Chelsea, I'm going to say 2-1 Spurs.
I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. We're away at Stamford Bridge. I don't know how well we'll go, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. But yeah, that's it for our preview. If you did enjoy, make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the like button if you want to see more of this content. Comment down below what your score predictions are, and until next time.
Come on, you Spurs!